I've been coming since 2010,
Okay.
2011. I've been making films here since then, and I decided to come and live here full-time about 4 years ago.
Why?
Well, because I was spending about 9 months of every year here anyway, and my house in Hampshire in England was sitting empty, and it's a thatched cottage. It was getting very damp, and I was still convinced in my mind, oh, well, that's still my home, and then I realised I had a wake-up call when COVID struck. And I thought, okay, I'm in Romania right now, COVID's happening, do I want to go back to Britain, or do I want to stay here? It was a very easy decision, you know, it's like, you know, Juana and I could have gone back, we could have lived back in England for the COVID, or we could have stayed in a place like this. And it you know, that was it for me. That was it. And I've only been back for a few weeks since, because I don't feel it's my home anymore. It's one of those things that I spent 9-10 months a year for years and years, and now we've been living here full time for over 3 years. And I just feel this is home. Home is where the heart is, and my heart is definitely now here.
What about your family back there?
I don't have any. My parents are gone. I have a brother living in Australia, so I have no family really. I mean, I see my brother. He comes here, you know, once every couple of years, and that's it. So my family have turned into, you know, they always say in life, your friends become your family. You know, so and I have so many friends here. Since I've been spending so much time here, I've lost touch with a lot of friends back in England, and I would say that my friends and my extended family are Romanian. And you know, one is my family, her family and my family. I've got an extra set of parents now on her part, and also Dora and Rodica, who've adopted us. So I've got like 2 sets of parents, and you know, and very close friends all over the country. I'm very lucky because I've travelled a lot and met some wonderful people. And this is another thing about Romania that people need to understand. It's not just coming to see a beautiful landscape. It's not just coming to experience crafts and culture and art and traditions that have died out everywhere else in Europe. But it's also to meet the people, because the Romanian people are so welcoming. There's a tradition in Maramureș where actually they say, and I tested it and it works, that if you just knock on someone's door and say, hey, I'm hungry, feed me, it is a moral imperative for people to bring you into their house, to give you a glass of wine or palinka or kapshanika or whatever it is, and to give you some cheese or some bread or whatever, and offer you shelter. And that is something that we find still continues in many places to this day. The other thing that's so beautiful about Romanians is there was a tradition, you know, obviously, about called the claca. Now, claca is where in villages like this, somebody needs work on a house. They want to build a new house, or their house is burnt down and they need to resurrect it. The whole village comes together and they all take time off work and they all give up their jobs for a moment and they all work together, like, you know, I would say, like in America, the Mormons do that, but I mean, no one here. And they all come together and they all work to rebuild that person's house, to do what they need to get their grass in to feed their cows or whatever, and they collaborate, and the whole community rallies behind those people in the time of need. And then, of course, this is karma, because you put that out there, and then when the other people need help, you willingly go and you give up your time and energy to go and help them. And it's one of the most beautiful things about communities here. And I really hope that this is a tradition that keeps going, you know, long into the future, because in other places in Europe, people don't know who their neighbours are. They don't lift a finger to help them. They don't even like having them there necessarily. And in Romania, it's such a welcoming community. We need to realise our strengths.
Can you cook local food?
Yeah, I can, but I like to do fusion cuisine. There's a big look, I don't want to be too Jamie Oliver about this, but I get very upset, right? Very upset, right? With all these amazing products that we got in this country in it, and yet we don't use them properly. We don't do something exciting with them. Everyone just cooks the same old stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have our Mitch on the barbecue, or we're gonna have our chowun, or we're gonna have whatever it is, pastrami, all of this. It's all great, you know. I love Romanian cuisine, but we have, let's say, probably more organic produce naturally in this country. Foraged produce like wild cherries and mushrooms and truffles, white truffles, in fact, incidentally. I don't know how many people here know the white truffle. There are almost as many white truffles here as there are in Italy. What the Italians do is they buy them all. and they take them to Italy and they pass them off as Italian white truffles. And actually, a lot of those have come from Croatia, Serbia, and Romania. And they're not Italian at all. And yet, when they get to London and they go to an auction house, it's like, oh yeah, mamma mia, we have Italian truffles. No, sorry, they came from here. And we need to be better at using our resources to be creative. But there are a lot of chefs doing that now. We travelled around doing Flavours of Romania Season 2. I met some chefs and ate at some restaurants that should be Michelin. And had Michelin be bothered to come here to Romania, which if they did, you know, it would be amazing, they would probably end up giving stars to, you know, dozens of places that I've been to.
What do you produce here? I mean,
we have everything. We have these amazing products.
You personally?
Oh, what do I produce here?
Potatoes, tomatoes?
Yeah, no, we haven't had time. We travel, we film. We just don't have time. It's also, we're 1,200 meters above sea level here. So yes, stuff does grow, but I'm you know, I can't do everything, and we're busy promoting the country. So I haven't got around to tilling potatoes yet, because we have a beautiful farmers market in Bran. So I'm kind of lazy that way.